Archaeologists have discovered over 100 intricately shaped dodecahedra across vast regions of Europe, but could not determine their purpose until recently. Many labor to solve questions, only to find, once resolved, that they are worth nothing. Don Quixote, Miguel de Cervantes' Roman dodecahedron, is a mysterious 12-sided object. It began to be used in Europe with the arrival of the Romans in the 1st century BC, but it was forgotten after a few centuries. Scientists could not unravel its purpose for hundreds of years. Roman dodecahedra have been found by archaeologists in several Western European countries: France, the United Kingdom, Belgium, Germany, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Italy, and others. They are dated to the 1st to 4th centuries AD and are mainly made of bronze, with rarer examples crafted from lead or stone. Museums and private collections in these countries hold over 100 such artifacts. Dodecahedra have been discovered in various locations: in human graves, coin hoards, 4 in the ruins of a Roman villa, and 1 in Pompeii, Italy, in a box containing women's jewelry, magical items, and other objects. The locations of these finds suggest that the objects were primarily used indoors, served personal or familial purposes, and had a decorative aspect, similar to how modern tableware often features simple, unpractical patterns. Dodecahedra range in size from 4 to 11 centimeters, are hollow, and usually made of bronze, although there are some iron and stone examples. Each of the 12 faces has a hole of varying diameter, arranged without a consistent pattern across all finds. Historical records do not mention these objects, likely because they did not serve an essential purpose. Recent archaeological discoveries in the 20th and 21st centuries have not illuminated the mystery of the Roman dodecahedron. Scholars have proposed numerous hypotheses, including mystical, geodesic, military, astronomical, mathematical, agricultural theories. They have been called sacred objects of Pythagoreans, druidic cult items, elements of matter, cosmic forms, and more, with some theories even positing molecular structures. In summary, no conclusive explanation has been reached. Wikipedia lists several hypotheses on their potential uses, such as dice, tube calibration tools, military standard elements, rangefinders, knitting tools, children's toys analogous to modern spinners. Some scholars suggested that the dodecahedra symbolized fire. The most plausible theory proposed in 1907 suggested they were candlesticks, as wax was found inside one. It was believed that round candles fit better in the holes. However, none of these theories have substantial evidence to support them. What is it, and what was the purpose of the dodecahedron? The fact that wax was found inside one might be the clue to unraveling this historical mystery. Let's start with the assertion by scientists that the first candles were invented in ancient Egypt around 3000 BC. They were made from the plant rush, with the wick inserted into the pith of dried reeds soaked in animal fat. Subsequently, beeswax began to be used in their production. For greater plasticity, plant or animal fats could be added to the molten wax during candle making. Natural beeswax is stiff and not as pliable and fluid as, for example, modern paraffin. In ancient times, long dark evenings were illuminated by candles in homes and tents. The consumption of candles was high. Candles were expensive, and not everyone could afford to use them daily. People employed their ingenuity in candle making and practical use, how to manage the burning of candles so they would burn longer and brighter. Small diameter candles burned quickly and were not suitable for long-term lighting. Thus, thicker candles were made. A thick candle burns longer, but it has one drawback. As it burns, the wick with the flame sinks inside the candle. The walls do not melt quickly enough, and it gives off no light. To prevent the wick from charring quickly, it needs to be constantly moistened with fat, wax. To ensure a thick candle burned for a long time without the flame sinking inward, the candle needed to be melted evenly at the edges so that the melted fat, wax, from the edges would constantly flow to the center. This is what the ancient inventors designed the Roman dodecahedron for. Judging by the sizes of the found dodecahedra, ancient candles were also between 4 and 11 centimeters. It is possible that candles were not always circular in cross-section, as they are now. although a circle is an ideal shape for melting a candle. Candles could have been pentagonal, a shape close to a circle. However, for the dodecahedron, this is not critical, as it could be equally useful for both round and pentagonal candles. The dodecahedron was a distant relative and predecessor of the kerosene lamp. In the lamp, the functions of a bronze or stone dodecahedron evolved. The wick flame was protected from rain and wind by the new material, glass, and the flame's brightness and the illumination were manually controlled by rotating a knob to adjust the wick height. As humanity advanced and candles became less expensive, the need for dodecahedra disappeared, just as the need for kerosene lamps and many ancient medieval and later household items has vanished today. We see the rapid evolution of machines, mechanisms, and household items even in our times. Vietnamese gold dodecahedra are sometimes mentioned alongside Roman ones, but they have entirely different designs, whether solid or hollow, and many differences from the Roman versions. So essentially, this is the secret of the Roman dodecahedron. Although Miguel de Cervantes remarked that often the solution to a historical mystery is not worth a broken penny, the dodecahedron brought considerable practical benefits to the ancient inhabitants of Europe. It somewhat improved their quality of life by illuminating their homes on long, dark evenings and nights, and it economized wax and resources spent on purchasing expensive candles.